Yeah, alright, fuckers and fuckettes. Now, I've noticed something the media's not picking up on. I mean, it's being picked up on in all the under channels, and Fox has picked up on it a little bit, but they ain't really gone into any detail. So I had to do some digging and figure out exactly what the real numbers were. Now, as far as we know right now, the Obama campaign at the end of July and now at the end of August is estimated to be $20 million in debt. So now let me get this straight. So if he wants the job of president pays $200,000 or $400,000 a year now. So he'd have to be in there 5 years to pay off the first $2 million. So that means that we'd have to put up with him for 50 years for him to pay off that whole thing. Now we still don't know, and that 20 million number, it's really like 18, but it's close enough. I'm just calling it 20 because some estimates are higher than the others. August just finished. They weren't too quick about releasing their books on that. Maybe it's because, it's still the 30th. They got a few days. But they're not raising the funds that they did back in 2008. But it raises a question that nobody, not even Fox, has asked. And I mean, Fox hates Obama. And I don't hate him. I just have no trust and no faith that he's able to do the job of President of the United States. Because, the past 4 years he's basically spent way more money. There's no fucking budget in the government. So here's the question. Now he's running his campaign in debt, not keeping it within a budget. So if Obama is not able to keep his campaign operating within its financial means, how the fuck can we trust him to get the government operating within its financial means? If he can't do it for his own personal affairs, his campaign is his problem. I'm not counting all the PACs or any of that. I'm counting the Obama campaign itself. Is roughly almost $20 million in debt and counting. They keep borrowing more. And that seems to be pretty much, how he's been handling the government itself. Hey, we need to spend more money. Let's just borrow some more. What the fuck? Sooner or later somebody's got to pay the bills. So just one of y'all that are out there in the media that, whether you're one of the ones I talk to every other day or if you're one of the ones that, some of y'all, I know you're on some of these sites that I'm on all the time and we never even say a word to each other, but I like picking on you anyway. I've noticed a couple of y'all like picking on me, which, hey, fair's fair, we get along. But just one of y'all, grow some guts and directly ask Mr. Obama, hey look, if you can't keep your campaign operating within its financial means, what is going to justify the American people trusting you to keep the government operating within its financial means? I guarantee you he ain't got an answer. Because his answers, him and Biden and Pelosi and Reid, fuck, it's all spend, spend, spend. We haven't had a budget in over 1,000 days. So, and they can't say that the Republicans haven't proposed several, because they have. And it comes down to Reid won't put them before the Senate. So, yeah, it's not really Congress's fault. But the cuts are too drastic because the government's gotten too big. So I can see why the Democrats don't want to put it forward. But one of y'all, please, just grow the balls to ask, Mr. Obama, or even one of his flunkies, if he can't keep his campaign operating within its financial means, what is there to tell us that he is going to get the government operating within its financial means? So far, Hasn't been happening. He's talking about tax to rich. That ain't even going to make a dent in what they're fucking spending. Anyone with a basic knowledge of math, you know, anybody that passed first grade math is going to know that you take everything the rich has got. It's not going to solve the national debt problem and the fact that the government keeps spending more than it's got coming in. So, and Mr. Obama's campaign is doing the same thing. It's spending more than it's got coming in. Yeah, I'd love to know what he's securing those loans with. Anyway, you know, I'd also like to know, you know, hey, if he does get elected, are the taxpayers going to get stuck with his campaign bill? You know, that's another question that we've got to ask there. Alright, we'll holler at y'all fuckers and fuckettes later. I just had to get that off my chest.